Thank you, John Matthews. My name's Virginia Newtown-Lewis, and I'm the Director of Water Sustainability at GRUNDFOS. So what is the statistic that I wish everyone knew? The statistic that I wish everyone knew is 27. And it's not really a statistic in the purest sense, it's really a number. And it's a number that's changing and evolving as the research which underpins it is maturing. 27 then represents the number of voluntary initiatives that have been mapped in the corporate water stewardship sector. This means that companies entering this space are faced with 27 different types of guidance across the kind of range of action areas on corporate water stewardship, from disclosure all the way through to things like collective action. The reason that this is a problem is that there are lots and lots of companies disclosing on water. If we look at the CDP scores from last year, we see that around 5,000 companies were disclosing on water to CDP. But conversely, we see very few companies actually taking action on water. So how do we bridge that gap? How do we move from companies disclosing to companies acting on water? And one of the ways I think we can do that is removing this barrier caused by the confusion in the voluntary initiative space. How can we as a community come together and provide better coherence and harmony between standards? How can we ensure interoperability between standards? So I think 27 is a really important number because it just goes to show you that if you're a new company entering this space, it's quite confusing and there's all sorts of different types of guidance going on. So perhaps going forward, we could try to make this 27 either a smaller number or work to make sure that the different elements within this 27 work together more effectively. So how do I see water differently? I think I'm going to flip this question a little bit here because what I want others to see is not how we see water differently, but how we see decisions differently. Whether we're consumers buying food or clothing, whether we're industrialists making things, whether we're energy providers or agriculturalists, every decision we make affects water. The problem is that we rarely consider the water implication of our decisions in other spheres. So what I want people to think about really is how can we increase the water literacy of decisions taken by those not used to thinking about water? How can we make the hidden water in our decisions more visible? So it's really not about how do we see water differently, it's much more about how do we see decisions differently. So through my role at GRUNDFOS and through working with partners like Uplink at the World Economic Forum, I have spent quite some time with water startups and water techs. And this is the thing that gives me the most hope. The energy, the knowledge, the skills that we see from this community are absolutely amazing and really, really, really inspiring. We often say that technology alone is not enough, but what I would like to do is to take some of this enthusiasm that we see from the water startup, water tech sector and bring it into other parts of the water community, because really working with them has been an absolute pleasure and a joy. I would like to pass the glass to Lesley Pories at WaterAid.